Ethereum was up 500%.
Ito na nawala sa'yo, and then
I'm describing myself as like a crypto evangelist.
Crypto and decentralized currency is the new future. Of all of the innovations of the fourth industrial revolution, cryptocurrency is arguably the most revolutionary one. But if the Western world already operates in a nearly digital cashless society, then why is the hype surrounding cryptocurrency gaining so much momentum in 2023? And why does the central bank and billionaires like Bill Gates, despite advocating against cryptocurrency so much, racing to develop their own digital currencies? Is Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation working to provide digital currency to poor people, an innocent philanthropist act? Or does that mean the conspiracy theories of mass surveillance and having to wear microchips in the near future are no longer a dystopian dream? Does that also raise the question, dollar is no more the king of paper cash? Most importantly, what's in it for you? Should you invest in digital cryptocurrency today, or is now not the right time? After hours of extensive research, believe me when I tell you, there is much more to this than originally meets the eye, and the further you go down this rabbit hole, the less innocent things become. Most people think that cryptocurrency will be good for the future, but are things really this simple? And how much truth does this statement actually hold? There is no doubt that digital money has made its place in almost every field. However, according to many conspiracy theorists, if digital money, which rejects a centralized stake, takes hold, things will end quite badly. But if cryptocurrency is a digital currency, does that claim not backfire in this instance? Allow me to explain. If you did not know, there are two kinds of digital currency: private digital currencies versus central digital currencies. Private digital currencies differ from central bank digital currencies in a few ways. Originally, private digital currencies like Bitcoin and Dogecoin were created to decentralize finance. Cryptocurrencies such as these have no tie to any national government. Global government agencies have had a difficult time regulating cryptocurrency activities. A central bank digital currency, CBDC, however, is very much tied to the government. Money held as CBDC will be equivalent to a deposit at the central bank. So rather than depositing money into a commercial bank and paying for a purchase with a debit or credit card, you can theoretically deposit money into an account with the central bank and use your new central bank digital currency to make electronic payments. While ideally this would be the most stable form of digital currency, there are some setbacks to this newly introduced digital form. Conspiracy theorists, for instance, have a beef with the central bank digital currency because it rejects the elements of decentralization that are the very core of cryptocurrency success. These theorists also protest that in its current form, from this kind of currency is nothing but a game for the people in power to increase their wealth and extend control over other people who are less fortunate. Bill Gates, for instance, in an interview with Bloomberg, claimed that he is not bullish on Bitcoin, explaining, "I think people who may not have as much money to spare get drawn into these manias, so I'm not bullish on Bitcoin. My general thought would be, if you have less money than Elon, you should probably watch out." In another conference, the Tech Crunch conference, he further claimed that these assets are 100% based on greater fool theory, a reference that investors can make money on worthless or overvalued assets as long as people are willing to bid them higher. He also mocked Bored Apes NFTs, joking that expensive digital images of monkeys will improve the world immensely. Specifically, Bill Gates said he prefers the old ways of investing, citing that this is because he's primarily concerned about the lack of regulation around the cryptocurrency. He highlighted two of the main risks associated with Bitcoin and other forms of cryptocurrency. They're decentralized, highly volatile, and promote anonymous transactions. And this concern of Gates does ring true, because there have been frauds due to this anonymity. Over $600 million was initially stolen in a record of DeFi hack. Over $7.7 billion was stolen in cryptocurrency scams worldwide in 2021, according to a report by blockchain analytics firm Chainalysis. That's an 81% rise compared to 2020. Rug pulls, a type of scam where developers abandon a project and leave with investors' funds, in 2021 accounted for over $2.8 billion stolen, or 37% of all cryptocurrency scam revenue, compared to 1% in 2020. But the thing is, everything has a negative and positive aspect, which means that instead of rejecting the idea based on a few shortcomings, Rather, what this points to is there needs to be an upgrading in regulations that stop these things from happening again. Apart from this, the really surprising thing is that after having told the media outlet that he does not own any Bitcoin and is not short Bitcoin, Gates added, "I do think moving money into a more digital form and getting transaction costs down. That's something the Gates Foundation does in developing countries. But is this currency not adding to the power of billionaires like Gates?" Allow me to explain. Gates has championed for a digital currency that does not promote anonymous transactions and is controlled and monitored by state and central banks. But why would he want the transactions not to be anonymous? This is where things start to become really sinister. The simplest answer: sell data to the government and control who gets what and how much. In a worst case scenario, according to Bill Maurer, an anthropology professor at the University of California, Irvine, said that the data sold to the government could be used as a digital trail to surveil a population and prevent them from using mobile or digital services if they disapprove of their financial activity. Or it could also become a platform that would target people with financial products they don't need. This actually proves there was a side of the coin not being shown, just as some conspiracy theorists had claimed for years now. People in power want digital currency to become popular because it is very easily controlled over the phone versus when people use physical money. Also, Gates' primary concern about the lack of regulation around the cryptocurrency and his own digital currency that would invade people's privacy has caused a heated debate. According to some conspiracy theorists, this is just the extension of Gates' plan to track people by implanting microchips in their heads via vaccines and now digital transactions. While Gates has denied the conspiracy, the day does not seem far away when the kind of digital currency proposed by Gates will force you to have an identification chip inserted in order to go through transactions. This comes as no surprise. Many conspiracy theorists have highlighted this. Everyone will be assigned an identification chip at birth, and this will be our new form of identification and currency. You will not be able to purchase or sell anything without this chip implant. The chip will make it more secure and convenient to purchase things in the future. Life will be easier, but we lose our sense of privacy. And this is not such an unbelievable thing now, because as another conspiracy theorist has said, they already have cashless stores. They already have machines to scan microchips. Banks are talking about going cashless. Some countries are 100% cashless. When society goes cashless, they are probably going to have people use debit cards for a few years. Then they are probably going to say debit cards get lost and they get hacked easy. Then they are going to say implanted microchips are much more easier to buy things and do things. While some people would certainly accept if they gained enough convenience and flexibility, but others would probably decline for ethical, religious, or health reasons. Nonetheless, this would prove that people in power are in favor of digital currency, because it will give them a hold over the population that they have never had before. William Dickens, University Distinguished Professor of Economics and Public Policy at Northeastern, has backed his claim of people in power wanting digital currency to become popular. As he says, "I believe that people who hold digital currencies are disproportionately wealthy people who have put discretionary wealth they can afford to lose, into this space. And it's not just individuals, but banks too who are taking part of this movement. More than 60 central banks around the world are exploring the development of digital currencies, with the sole reason to put some authority back into the hands of the central banking system." Commenting on this, Christina Skinner, an assistant professor of legal studies and business ethics at Wharton School, said that moving towards CBDCs would shift the monetary power from the private sector, or banks, to the government. But this shift would not be like the cryptocurrencies we're seeing currently. The problem, however, is that it wouldn't be anonymous or decentralized, which are the key reasons people were drawn to cryptocurrencies in the first place. Depending on your point of view, this could be a positive or a negative, and in this case, as an average person, I believe this is in no way positive. So does this mean you should go completely crypto-digital? What would happen if paper money vanished altogether one day? What's more, if all this digital money is taken by people in power and paper money becomes obsolete, what will happen to the poor people? Let's lay it all out in the open, shall we? According to Maurer, he has a straightforward take on what would happen if paper money no longer existed. It would be terrible. This is because he explained that about 4.5% of US households, or 5.9 million, were unbanked in 2021, meaning they didn't have a checking or savings account with a bank or credit union, according to data from the Federal Deposit Insurance Corp. Those who are unbanked or shut out of the digital or more mobile economy will have to further deal with high levels of inequality, because if paper money goes away, those people are stuck with no way to pay. And this was indeed an issue when the government sent out relief money to people at the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic. Those who were unbanked received debit cards, which came with fees if you made more than one withdrawal, or paper checks, which costed an individual if they were using a check cashing service to obtain that money. It is due to this reason that even the world's most cashless societies, including Sweden and the Netherlands, have recommended people keep paper money in case of emergencies, for now. Maurer has also pointed that paper money is not subject to cybersecurity risks or potential privacy violations. When I hand you a $20 bill, there is no data captured by anybody from that transaction. It's a relatively anonymous private thing, whereas all central controlled digital forms of payment generate data trails, which is a good thing when it comes to protecting customers' privacy. So to simply answer, the best thing to do for now is to play it safe, because the thing is, crypto's future may be divided, but it certainly is not dead. Especially due to rising interactions and inflation, people are moving towards a decentralized financial way. Skinner believes that much of the money we use today is already electronic, through demand deposits, but a big reason people don't use banks is because they don't trust them. The FDIC's 2021 survey on the unbanked found that the second biggest reason people cited for not having an account was not having trust in the banks, and bank run-ons were another big reason. Skinner believes that this means that if people are already skeptical of the financial system and potentially the government, a CBDC might not change those views, which ultimately translates to a decentralized finance system dependent on cryptocurrency is the future. Are we heading for a cashless future then? Eswar Prasad, a senior fellow at Brookings and author of the forthcoming book, The Future of Money: How the Digital Revolution is Transforming Currencies and Finance, thinks so. But it could be decades before this occurs. In the meantime, with all the excitement surrounding new forms of digital currencies, should you invest in it or not? With bank failures, inflation, taxes, and high interest rates, I suggest why not go 50-50, or as Douglas Bonaparte, a certified financial planner and president of Bonafide Wealth, told CNBC, keep it at most 70-30. Be very careful about how much you allocate and understanding what you can tolerate, because if 80% of your net worth is tied to Bitcoin and it goes down 30%, that's rough. Why not keep the paper notes for now and invest in crypto as well? Because things are surely going to change pretty soon. In 10 years, it is a fair bet that the private market capitalization for cryptocurrencies will be multiplied manifold, and your wallet will likely become digital. In the years ahead, Maurer believes that if you want to e-transfer money to charge up your electric vehicle or buy pizza, it is likely that money will be withdrawn directly from your account. If your company wants to do business with a new overseas supplier, you will have a choice in the increasing digital world. A traditional path using your commercial bank, a financial intermediary, another path using private cryptocurrencies with little to no financial intermediation. Either way, the time to complete the transaction will be digital time, fast. And therefore, while critics of cryptocurrency may argue that we need central banks to control inflation and stabilize unstable economies, with an estimated number of about 300 million people using crypto worldwide in 2022, crypto enthusiasts believe that this growing number will not be stopping anytime soon, which proves that the future is more in favor of cryptocurrencies ever than before. To end this debate, cryptocurrency's future outlook is still very much in question. Proponents see limitless potential, while critics see nothing but risk. Which side do you want to be on now? I leave that up to you and your better judgment. With that said, do you think that the conspiracy theories surrounding people in power and their efforts to spread digital currency to maintain power true? Do you believe that the glorious days of the dollar are finally over and cryptocurrency is the new king? And are you opting for a decentralized system over a centrally controlled one to ensure your privacy in 2023? Let us know in the comments section below. Anyways guys, if you want to see more interesting videos, click the video right above. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications available so you don't miss out on the latest finance and business news.